Okay guys, here we go. We have a loader from a Kubota BX23S, and the other day I was having problems trying to put it back on. Couldn't figure out why is this thing not going back on, and it seemed like it wasn't going on straight. It kept arcing to one side or pivoting to one side, and then the right side would not lock up. And I said, is it the lock itself or something? And I know a lot of people have said about these loaders, if the ground is not level, that's going to be a problem. But I've done this, I've had it now for 2 months, and I've mowed the lawn with it at least 5 times, let's say, putting it on and off, and haven't had any problems with it. But suddenly the other day I couldn't get this thing back on, so I left it off, mowed the lawn, and now I'm trying to go back and put it back on, and then I realized, looking at it, I said something is not right. And then I thought, well, let me check the ground. So I looked at it, and as you can see, right now there is a brick under there. I put a brick under the side, but the reason it's not level is not because that brick is there. It's because, I'm going to zoom in a second, you'll see one of the clips came off on the stand on the right hand side, and because that clip is not on, the right stand is not level, and that's what's causing this thing to not be lining up to get the these things to go back in correctly. All right, so let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. If you come in here, you see we're looking at the bucket now. If you have the skid steer one, I don't know if you have the same setup, so you have to see what you have on that one, but this one does not have the skid steer, those levers in there. But as you can see right here on the right hand side, this is the stand bar, and you can see it came off. All right, let's go to the left hand side. You can see on the left hand side it's perfectly on, and there's a, I think they call them C-clips, is on it, goes around the end, and as you can see, that's the correct one. And then coming over here to the right side, this is off. As you can see, you try to get the shadow there, it's off, it came off. All right, go back to the left side, see if I can play with the shadow so you can see that a little bit better. All right, this is correct on the left hand side. There you can see the C-clip perfectly. All right, pardon my shaking hand. There it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. That C-clip's supposed to be in there. The bar's supposed to go through it, the pin I should say, and then that makes it nice and level. On the right hand side, there it is, it came off. You can see right on the outside there's supposed to be that clip. Right? That's one thing that's going on. And then the other thing I see, since I'm going to have to get some parts from Kubota, when you come down here to the stand, you also have these rubber things. I'm not sure what these do, if they prevent it from banging into the other part of the loader, but these rubber things that seem to be wearing out. And actually here on the right hand side, it just wore out. I'm going to put it in from the bottom, but you can see this thing cut, and it's just about to fall out. So I don't know what these snubbers or bumpers or whatever they're for, so it's something else to check on the machine for whatever reason that's for. I'm gonna have to look into that and see what they why that's why this rubber thing is here. What is it supposed to not protect or whatever? I can't find out what it's hitting or whatnot, but that's the situation. Why this thing is not going on correctly, why it's not level, is because the one side is not on. All right, so if you're having the same problems, check these things out. There's a lot of cotter pins in this loader. There's a lot of clips, as you can see in here. Any one of these things could come off and you may have problems. All right, so you guys can start looking at your machine a little bit closer and realizing, what's the situation. There's another one on this side, a cotter pin, as they get a little older. This one's a 2018. It only has 198 hours though. So, but like I said, it just takes one thing to get it out of alignment, and that's all it's needed to get this thing back on, I'm sure. All right, just something to check. If you're having problems with the loader, check those pins, cotter pins, check those C-clips. There's not many on them, but once now that you've got the secret, go check them all out, and then next time you go to put it on and off, make sure they're all there. All right, and the same thing with that rubber snubber. I'll figure out what that thing's for. Maybe somebody can put down in the comments if that's necessary or why. Obviously they put it on there for a reason. It's got to protect something from hitting it. It doesn't seem like it hits the front of the machine. I think it just must hit the loader or bump into the loader and something to protect it. But as you can see, these are worn out even with 193 hours. So something was banging here. Maybe it's the way I'm bringing the loader up too quick that it's hitting it pretty hard. It needs to come up a little slower or whatnot. Anyway, all right, that's it for now. Hope you enjoy it.